Welcome back everyone to more career mode gameplay of NASCAR Heat 5. But before we get to what's coming up in today's gameplay video, let's talk a little bit about why there haven't been more videos here on the channel in the last few weeks, somewhere around a month, going back to before Christmas. The reason for that is simply I have been very sick for several weeks now, and it feels like forever, quite honestly. But essentially what's been happening is I have been really sick, and then every once in a while I'll have a day or two where I start to feel better and I'll feel like the worst is behind me and I can start to get back to some sort of normal life activities. And then sure enough, the sickness hits me hard again and resets everything. So that's been going on for about a month, and that's why there have been no videos. For those of you who are interested in a little bit of behind the scenes type information for the channels, by all means check out the Discord. You can find the link here on the main YouTube channel for Knee Pit Gaming, and I'll also try to remember to put a link in the description for this particular video as well. But if you're interested there, I've posted a couple of updates along the way as to sort of how my sickness was progressing, how I was feeling, that kind of thing. So if you're interested in that, by all means check out Discord, because that's where I'm going to post the information such as that. For those of you who've been following the channel recently, you know I did post a farming sim video here within the last week or so, roughly. And that was another one of those times where I thought I was starting to feel better and the worst was over. Turns out I was dead wrong about that. But here we are yet again. So as we focus for a moment on today's gameplay, we have reached playoff time here in our NASCAR Heat 5 career mode season. And that means Darlington. Well, that is going to make things very interesting because I'm still very weak and there was no way I was going to be able to run a 25% race at Darlington. I simply don't have the strength to be able to sit up and go through it for that long. So I've had to cut that back to, I believe, whatever it is, 12%, 13%. So we're going to try to run half of that, which equates, you can see on your screen, toward the middle of the screen, it is about 48 laps. So I'm hoping I can last 48 laps at Darlington in the Cup car. But Darlington is extremely tough, even during optimal conditions when you're feeling good. Darlington is very tough, has a very narrow racing groove on it. And of course, we're going to have AI everywhere, whether we're fighting for position or lapping traffic. They're going to be AI everywhere, and it is very hard to pass here. So we have definitely got our work cut out for us, but even more so than that, because it is playoff time, points are at a premium. Obviously, we would love nothing more than to get a victory so that we can skip ahead to the next phase of the playoffs. But if we can't get a victory, then we need all the points we can get. So let's take a quick look at the season standings. Now, these are the playoff standings. We are sitting 8th on the grid, but you notice that plus minus is only a +3. Now, I would love very much to be in a position such as Harvick or Busch where you have, 25 to 30 points to the good. That gives you plenty of cushion to lean on, but we're at +3. And if we go all the way to the bottom of the grid, Ryan Blaney is only at -3. So we essentially have no cushion at all as we start round 1 of the playoffs. So we're at race 27 of 36 for the season, but Darlington is round 1. Let's go ahead and take a look at race number 2 here in round 1, which is Richmond. And then finally, we're headed to Bristol. Now, we know we've had some great success at Bristol in the past, but I don't want to put ourselves in a position where we have to count on a victory at Bristol. We want all the points we can get, and that means starting off at Darlington. So we want a good starting spot. We want to have a great first stage of the race, second stage of the race, and then of course we want to finish it off as good as possible. Now, normally I would be saying let's try to get a victory if at all possible, but with the way I'm feeling today, a top 10 would feel very much like a win. So just to recap, 48 laps at Darlington. We're aiming for a top 10 and as many stage points as we can get. Let's see what we can do. All right, folks, it is race time here at Darlington, and I must say I am very happy with our qualifying result. We are in 11th position. Now, We can do much better than that. There's certainly a lot more speed than that in this car. I remember there being more speed than that in the setup when I was originally developing. However, given all the circumstances, 11th position is very good. I am definitely not going to get all the speed out of this car that it has today. No doubt about that. But we're starting right around that top 10 area. And goal number one is to finish the race, which can be easier said than done against the AI at Darlington, especially with everything else that's going on. First things first, I'm going to try to get down to the bottom here. Nope, not happening yet.
Inside.
Ooh, somebody got into us a little bit. It may have been the, who is that, 14?
Still there.
So yeah, I am
Hold your line. Got one outside.
trying to get to the bottom. I just want to try to run some laps right quick. Let's just see what we've got. Try to settle into a pace. And we'll worry about positions as time goes on. Now granted, we don't have very long in these stages nor in the race overall.
Stay low, stay low.
But
Car outside.
if we end up wrecking this thing, then that's probably not going to help our position either.
Careful.
So I'm just going to hug this bottom. Try to make up whatever spots we can. And hopefully, when it's all said and done, we'll end up with a top 10 in each of the stages as well as overall in the race.
Careful, still there.
Oh,
All
somebody's
right,
pushing
you're
us
clear
from
there.
behind. All right, that is not where I want to be. I am not going to the outside there.
Car outside, hold your line. All right, you're clear.
Yeah, I do not trust the AI at this track to be on their outside at all.
Car high, careful there. Still there.
Yep, somebody had to get way out of the gas there in the middle of a corner. I don't know if that was the 14 or maybe the 21, 12, who knows
Careful,
who all
still
could have
there.
been up there that caused that.
Outside. Car outside.
Woo,
There we
that
go.
was a hornet's nest.
Outside. You're all clear up top.
All right, all clear up top. That's what I wanted to hear. That is exactly what I wanted to hear. I really wanted him to slide up the track there and give me a little room here on the bottom. Didn't happen. All right, so 8th
Wow,
position.
that's fast.
We're not quite halfway through this first stage, but so far so good.
Careful, still there.
I'm trying to gain position on him, and there we go. Hoping that we can use that to our benefit and sort of slide in
Still there.
and take the groove.
All right, you're
We're
clear
in
there.
3 and 4, and sure enough, he's going to give it to us. We had to earn it, though. So I did tighten the car up. But hopefully we still got enough speed to get a good top 10 finish. I think we do. But we'll just have to see how our tire wear and speed fall off does versus the AI. Trying to make sure I don't overdrive the car right now. But that's easier said than done because my brain says let's go get it, while the other side of my brain is saying no, we need to hold back. We got to make the whole race. But so far, I see a nice big gap behind us. So I'm very happy about that. In the meantime, we've got a teammate right here in front of us. See if we can't get position on him here. I feel like we're faster than him. It's just a matter of being faster in the right spots.
5 to go, 5 to go.
All right, 5 more laps here in stage 1. All right, yeah, he's giving us the outside. I do not want it.
Careful, still there.
All right, get out of the gas a little bit earlier than him. Drop to the bottom and see if we can't make this work. Nope, not quite. So once again, you can see he is guarding that bottom. He doesn't want me to get. He doesn't want me to get down there at all. And I don't blame him. Oh, he had to get way out of the gas there.
Still there.
But yeah, he's doing a very good job of blocking us on the bottom. See if I can make it squeeze through here. The key is going to be able to come off the corner there even with him. If I can do that, then we can make it happen in the next corner. But right now,
stay on the bottom.
Like that. That's what we needed. He had to get way out of the gas.
All right, you're clear there.
Because I'm driving it in quite a bit deeper than him into 3 and 4. That's for sure. So I knew if I could get there coming off of turn 2, get side by side with him, then we would have him. This track is so much fun to drive. Extremely challenging though, particularly in traffic. But yeah, right up here against this wall in 3 and 4, on the exit from the center of the corner on to exit, that's where I want to be. But unfortunately, that is also where the danger is. So I'm going to have to temper that a little bit. Looks like we've got some very fast company behind us. It's like Kurt Busch is coming up very quickly. Thankfully for us, we're on the last lap here. So if I can hold him off for another couple of corners, we're in good shape.
Inside. Bottom's clear.
And here he comes, but it's going to be a little bit too late. So a nice 6th place finish in stage number 1. We'll take that. That is awesome. 5 points that we pick up. So very nice overall. Tire wear looks very good. 85 across the board on the right side. It's not as worried about the left. I don't expect there to be any pit stops in this race given the length of the race. So we're going to have to make do with what we've got. So I just have to keep that in mind. Make those tires last.
Be ready. Inside.
So that we have something to race with at the end, which is going to be by far and away the longest of the green flag runs. All right, let's try to drag the brake here. Can we get down to the bottom? We cannot.
Inside.
Oh, hello. Yeah, right, 24 got us right there.
There on the inside.
Yeah, that was contact we did not need. All right, let's see if we can't stop the bleeding here a little bit.
Still there. Hold your line. Got one outside.
So that's another reason why I do not like being on the outside of these guys. They can use me up on corner entry so easy. And that is not where I want to be. Again, I just don't trust the AI to any great extent, really at any track. But particularly at a track like this, as narrow as it is.
I need 10 more solid laps. Concentrate for me.
All right, 10 more solid laps, he says. Let's see if we've got 10 more solid laps in us. Car feels fine overall. I'm not quite able to do some of the things I want to do with it and need to do in order to make some better speed, but I'm not going to let that get me down too much. All things considered, we are exactly where I was hoping we could be when this race started. All right, so these guys are having to get way out of the gas coming off of turn 2, right in the middle of 1 and 2. That's where I'm able to make up some nice ground on them. So that's what I'm going to have to use to my advantage when it comes time to pass. I'd really like to be able to use that area right down below the dotted line. And you can, I'm just not having much luck with it right now.
Careful, still there.
That's a tough road down there on the bottom through 3 and 4. We can make that work. All right, right here, they generally slow down. There it was. So if I can get close enough to him to get position, can we make this work? Drive it in there a little deeper than him. Try to take the groove away from him so that he has to let us through and move on about our merry way. All right, so we're up to 7th now. Let's see what we've got for our teammate. He showed a little bit of speed earlier, so let's see if we can reel him in. And at the same time, I do like the fact that I look at our rear view and I see that Kyle Busch, who we just made that pass on, I see that he's getting smaller. And that is exactly what I want to see. A little loose there off of turn 2. That was more me than it was the car. The way I drove it through the corner, pushed it a little too hard in the center, and I was a little bit out of the groove of where I needed to be, so it ended up getting us loose on the exit. So those are just some of the things that run through my head. It's not just that the car was loose or tight or something like that. I have to keep in mind, you know, did I do what I needed to do? Did I put the car in the best position? Because a lot of times what I find is that it's not the car's fault. It was my fault. I didn't do what I needed to do. So a few laps left, 3 laps left here in stage number 2. And at this point I am cruising. I would really like to get back to our teammate and get that spot and put us back into 6th position. However, I look in our rearview mirror, things are looking good there. This is not the end of the race. So we keep in mind our tire situation. No need to really wear out the tires.
All right now, I need 2 more good laps from you.
Yeah, 2 more good laps. Let's try to bring it home. If we end up having some really good laps and we close right in on the 24, then I'll try to make it happen. If not, and if things like that happen, where the right rear just wants to drive the car around for a little bit, then we'll simply just bring it home right where we are. Because again, we've got no pressure at all from behind.
1 more to go.
All right, let's finish this lap off strong. Take care of that right rear, and sure enough, another very good finish. So 2 good finishes in the 1st and 2nd stages. We'll take those stage points and be very happy. So we'll move into the final stage, which should be somewhere around what, 19 laps, okay? Tire wear looks perfectly fine here. Nobody's pitting as expected. So let's go ahead and advance and get this thing started. So we've now finally reached nighttime, full night.
All right, man, you're coming to the green. Be ready.
Starting on the bottom, which I really like. So, well, it said 19 laps, but 16 laps after you count the cautions and all that we actually skipped our way through.
Careful, still there.
Again, I'm trying to give these guys some room with everything bunched up. I don't want to give away spots. I mean, I want to keep going, but at the same time, there's more on the line here than just one position right now. Look at these guys moving around. Yikes. Okay, so right now we'll slot in the 7th position. I'll take that.
Careful, still there.
See if we can maintain this position, and nope, didn't think so. The 24's got us right there. We've already seen where our best shot is to make a pass is here, right about here, where they have to slow down coming off of turn 2. If we can maintain this position.
Careful, still there. You got room, you're clear there.
Oh, you could hear me having to work that gas, because he made it pretty tough on me there. He was able to hold his own quite nicely out there. All right, now we'll start to pull away a little bit, at least for now. But that's what we're looking for. You can see the 19 right up against that wall. That's an awesome groove through 3 and 4. But you don't really have any margin for error up there. Mess it up a little bit, you'll find yourself scraping it off the wall, which fortunately now is not a huge deal. You don't lose a ton of time if that happens to you, as long as you don't, you know, pancake it too bad. But getting into the wall at Darlington here in the NASCAR Heat Series definitely isn't what it used to be. There was a time where touching that wall would lead to basically a full stop on the track for you. All right, so far so good. We're hanging right in there with these guys.
10 to go.
They're not running away from me. So the guys in front of us are the guys we're going to be running for a championship. But right now it's really all about trying to build up a little bit of a cushion. We want that plus minus. We don't want it to be 3. We want it to be at least 10, and then try to grow it even more than that if possible. Because we got some tough tracks coming up. I mean, of course, we got Richmond coming up, and Richmond has been horrible as far as strength versus the AI, because the AI are very good at Richmond. Now, they've made some adjustments there a little bit. It's not as difficult as it was, but...
Stay low, stay low.
Alright, 19 had me there. I could stay there, but I couldn't quite keep the speed I needed in order to make that pass. I felt like if we could have ever just got by him and cleared him, then we'd have been in good shape. That's where I needed to clear him, right there.
Still there?
But he's able to stay outside me, and that gives him a lot of momentum.
Car high, careful there.
Let's see if I can hang down here, because I know he's going to slow down. Yeah, couldn't do it. Couldn't quite keep it where I needed to and with the speed I needed to. But now this is when it's a lot of fun. When you can race the AI one-on-one, There are times where you can have a lot of fun against them, and this is one of those times. You just don't like to get them where you're racing them 3 or 4 at a time, because that's not going to end well. Not generally, anyway.
Still there.
Once again, you can see I'm killing him on the entry of 3 and 4, and really through 3 and 4 all together.
5 to go, this time by.
He knows he's in the spot I need to be from the center of the corner off, and that's just enough. All right, here we go.
Still there.
Nice run on the exit of 2.
Still there. All clear. Car outside.
All
Hold
right,
the
I
line.
heard all clear.
You got room. You're clear there.
There we go. Whew, man, we had to work for that one. Now we got lap traffic. Where are they going?
Car on the outside now.
Oh,
Stay low, stay low.
oh,
All
look
right,
out.
clear outside.
I thought I was clear. I was not. My plan there was to let it slide all the way up to the wall, and at the last second, I found out I was not clear.
Got one up top.
So that was a very
clear.
hairy moment for me and the 19. Oh, here we go. So we've got a train going in front of us. Yikes. I see lead lap cars here too. Okay, what's going to happen here? We've got a few laps to go. What on earth is happening right here? This is what I don't like in the game.
2 to go, driver.
We got a train where
All right,
Ouch.
clear outside.
yeah, that's I don't like that at all. So basically the AI, the lead lap AI, were stuck behind lap traffic, multiple lap cars
All clear.
and multiple lead lap cars, all stuck together. So there was about 6 or 7 cars in that one group. So
White
now
flag,
we are
bring it
sitting
home.
here in the lead, and we did not earn this. We earned, what, about a 5th or a 6th place position, maybe 7th, but certainly not in the lead here. This is,
Still there.
I was not expecting to see
All
a
right,
train,
you're
not in
clear
this
there.
short of a race. We've seen it a ton at Bristol. We've seen it a ton at some other places, but I did not expect to see it here, and
Go get the checker
unfortunately,
flag. It's yours.
it happened at the worst time, which was the last few laps of the race. So we end up with a victory. And I can tell you, I didn't think there was any chance at all of that happening. But we're going to take it. I mean, sure, I could have just lifted and not passed those cars, but there are other times where we end up getting stuck behind lap traffic, so you just sort of take what you can get. And this time, it worked in our favor. So we will come home with a victory. I am just shocked at this point. That was the last thing I expected to have happen at this track with this length of a race. Did not see that coming. So, well, that makes round 1 of the playoffs very easy for us because we're done with it. By virtue of our victory here today, we are done. So there you see us at the very top of the playoff standings with advance. Next to our name, plus we pick up some more playoff points, so that is always a very good thing. Now let's take a look at the points and just see where we would have slotted out. So 2057 would have put us in, well, 8th position still, but our plus minus would have improved quite a bit. In fact, you can see there, Kurt Busch, Ryan Newman, those were some guys we spent some time running around. And of course, Martin Truex Jr. up in 3rd in the playoff standings. That we spent a lot of time around Truex. So yeah, we would have definitely improved. Even if we didn't get the victory, even if we come home in somewhere around 5th or 6th, we still would have greatly improved our plus minus. So overall, a great race for us, even aside from that interesting victory, shall we say, that we were able to pick up there at the end. So by virtue of our victory today at Darlington, that means the next 2 races no longer really matter for us. So we'll be skipping ahead, but that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully it won't be a lot longer before we'll be able to do this once again. Thank you so much for joining me, and stay tuned for more of our career mode gameplay of NASCAR Heat 5.